this is Special Ed. You listen to Two in the Stink podcast. Yay! Yay! I like three in my stink.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Two in the Stink. Today we have a guest, Jacob Jonas. What's up, dude?
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Jacob Jonas.
Jacob Jonas. All right. We're starting over. My bad. I was so focused on not fucking up your first name because your Instagram is Jenkem Jonas, right?
Jenkem Jones.
Jenkem Jones. Okay, you're fucking my shit up.
Yeah, no, that's also on me for sure.
Can you explain what your Instagram is and what it means?
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, the Jenkem is it's essentially where you piss and shit into a giant 2-liter bottle, and then the methane that comes up from the shit, you have a balloon on top of it, and then the methane collects, and then you take it, and then you inhale the methane, and you get high.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Big in Ghana.
It is big in Ghana. It's like places where they can't even afford glue.
You can't grow weed. Places you can't. The sun is too blistering hot.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's a very original Instagram. Most people, I mean myself included, it's just Rob Stant comedy.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, no. So you know how you shit.
I used to be Tustin Jimberlake, and now it's Jim Gillespie comedy.
Tustin Jimberlake.
I fucking conformed.
Yeah, you really sold out, dude.
I did. I fucking sold out. You're hard to find. I'm just under Justin Timberlake. I was like, how am I hard to find?
Hell yeah. Have you ever actually tried that?
No.
Getting high off that?
No,
that'd be crazy if you were like, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I do all the time. That's actually my drug of choice.
I
think that it's similar to like a nitrous high, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure, but I love doing nitrous. So that's like
that is a fun.
Sick.
I made Rob do it once.
Really?
Yeah, literally got peer pressured into it.
Did you like it?
It was fine. I didn't personally. Maybe I didn't do enough of it because I was kind of scared going into it.
The first balloon's best balloon.
The first balloon.
Every subsequent balloon is worse.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I got the vibrate, oh, okay, I feel a little bit lightheaded, but I didn't really so we did a show. I actually do a bit about it sometimes on stage, but we did a show out in the Poconos, and it was what I was talking about during the interview. My cousin, who owns a bar out there, he was like, hey, you guys want to do something stupid after this? And we didn't know what that meant. And we were like, sure. So we got up to his room, and he had a big-ass nitrous tank, and he was filling it up with balloons. And he was like, I've always wanted to do whippets, man. It was on my bucket list. And he was filling it up. And Jim immediately is like, let's do this. He jumps in. Meanwhile, I'm texting my wife because, I don't ever want to do anything that makes her upset or she's uncomfortable with. She doesn't want me doing cocaine. Mm-hmm. I've been offered it a bunch of times. I've turned it down because that's one of her strict rules.
Yeah.
But I texted her. I was like, hey, how do you feel about whippets? She's at work. It's 1 o'clock in the morning.
She's at work. We're both being disgusting fucking losers.
We just finished doing stand up in a crowded bar on New Year's Eve, and I'm like, hey, how do you feel about whippets? And she was like, huh? And I was like, yeah, my cousin has a big nitrous tank. I was gonna do some whippets. Is that cool? And she was like, she texted me back, no, LOL. So I knew I could probably fucking just do it anyway and get away with it. It's
a loaded LOL.
For hours I didn't do it because it started in the hotel and then he brought it back to his house at his after party. So I watched Jim do it. I watched my cousin do it, and this random guy who I guess was friends with my cousin, who literally went into psychosis after he did it.
Jesus.
He had a reaction to whippets that no one's ever had.
He just went schizophrenic.
Yeah. He took a big balloon hit and then stood in the corner of the room and went.
Yeah, it was fucking bizarre.
And so that was maybe I shouldn't do this. But then
meanwhile I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, but then we had some more drinks. We got on a party bus back to my cousin's house, which by the way was hilarious because the guy in the party bus before he drives
more hammered than us.
Before he drives us there, he goes, dude, I'm so fucked up.
The driver of the bus?
The driver of the party
I'm so
bus.
fucked up. Shut.
And meanwhile, we've got this nitrous tank literally rolling in the back of the bus ping, pang,
It's the worst bus ride of all time.
We got back to the party, and it was and I was just so it was in the Poconos. I was when in Rome.
Yeah.
So I took one big fucking And then he's like, Jim's like, now hold it. And I just exhaled it and I went, who needs math? I think I went, durr.
Just Carlos Mencia.
Yeah.
It was fine. It's not something I would do again. Afterwards, I did it. I was just so like, that was dumb. I don't know.
I would like to
That would be
see. I would like to see Carlos Mencia reemerge with
Yeah.
like the current crop of comics jokes. Like just like he's up there doing like Chris Fleming.
Are you guys on dating apps?
Yeah.
Is that what he sounds like?
Yeah, it's like Italian Carlos Mencia. I also like how your cousin did he say that it was like his first time on his bucket list and he bought a tank of
bought a
nitrous?
tank.
Just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
1,000 whippets.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do this. Here's the ultimate version.
I think he said something like, "Yeah, my buddy's like a dentist or some
yeah,
shit."
You got a fucking dentist.
Literally
tank.
bought like an industry grade like nitrous tank. And like most people start at whipped cream cans.
Yeah.
He was like,
Yeah.
"No, we're fucking doing this." I think he also expected more people to join in, but it was literally just us.
It was really sad. By the end, it was just me and him in the garage,
was-
running out of shit to talk
and
about.
the other guy's
It
like
was-
in the corner and he's like, "Ugh."
Dude, it was the fucking worst.
The guy had one leg. I was running out of questions. I'm like, you use that stuff impractically ever? Like, I'm like, you ever take that peg off and like plunge the toilet? You know what I mean?
Yeah, my cousin, he's an amputee, and he has like a a synthetic leg or whatever you want to call it, and he does well for himself because he has like a whole company that makes that shit. So he threw one interesting party. I'll put it that way. And then it was weird when we got to the party. There was like people like almost fighting. Like we walked in. There's people. Yeah, there was these people. They were like fighting at. He has a pool table, and this two guys were in each other's faces, and he was like, it was like something like out of like a mafia movie. Like the one guy walks up to him, he goes, "Hey man, that's Jimmy's friend." And then Jimmy is my cousin who was like running the party, and then the guy like backed up and was like, "Hey man, I'm sorry, I had no idea," because I guess he's like the king of the Poconos. He fucking you want to fuck with somebody who's missing a leg.
Rob's cousin kept coming up to me and going, "How's that for the Poconos?" I made fun of the Poconos while I was performing, and like everything he did from that moment on, he went, "How's that for the Poconos?"
Yeah,
He's like trying to like sell you on the Poconos.
Yeah, he's like, now what do you think? Like, it was
Yeah.
like keep checking in.
Well,
so
yeah.
like halfway through the party, he starts like unloading a U-Haul of old furniture into his yard. And I'm
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is going on? And then he lights it all on fire. He just lit a bunch of furniture on fire in his backyard. Comes up to me, like on cue. How's that for the Poconos?
Yeah.
I'm like, it's exactly what I thought was gonna happen. Here's what's happening.
Yeah, he started a fire that was like so big. I think it could have honestly, like, if there was planes flying over, they probably would have been pissed because the smoke was. It was a huge fire because his property is a few acres.
Yeah.
So he was just like, he had all this furniture. I guess he was trying to get rid of, and I guess because he doesn't need the money, he literally just fucking.
He was
lit it
saying
on
the most
fire.
insane shit. He was like, "This is my dead mom's couch. She was a bitch." Like I was like,
Before he lit it on fire.
yeah, he's like eulogizing this couch.
Yeah, so literally, like, we're high on whippets. There's a fucking huge fire. People are fighting. And he just keeps going, "How's that for the Poconos?"
It sounds like a nightmare, dude.
It was literally fucked up.
Yeah.
Sounds like a horrible acid loop.
Meanwhile, the entire night, Rob and I were at each other's throats because, like, first of all, my mom just died. It was like a week, and not even. It was like 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Damn.
3 days ago, my mom died.
I thought this was before your mom died.
No,
dude.
this was
You sure?
no. Yeah, she died.
Okay.
Yeah, she died like before Christmas, and
Yeah.
then we were at New Year's. Mm-hmm. It was fucking nuts. So like we're there. We're like. I'm like not getting fucked up, and like Rob and I like
Yeah,
we're
I
like,
used to.
we're like both fucked up, and we're like I'm just arguing for no reason, and then
Yeah.
on top of that, like I was like dating this guy who was like the worst, and like and then it was just like this guy with the how's that for the Poconos? I'm like I'm like losing my mind.
I used to do this thing. I don't do it anymore, but I would get really fucked up on booze, and then I would get mad if Jim wouldn't match my level. So I'd be like, and I would guilt trip him. I'd be like, "Oh, if I was one of your friends, your other friends, you'd be
If
getting
I was
fucked
Sam
up.
Talent,
If I was
you'd be
Sam
having
Talent,
it right now.
yeah,
And your mom is freshly dead.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah. So I used
I'm
to
like trying to avoid getting hammered so I don't fucking lose my mind.
Yeah, so I was being a bad influence.
No, it was funny.
Yeah, we didn't get an invite back this past New Year's. I wonder why.
Yeah, those two fucking lunatics. Meanwhile, there was like a couple trying to seduce you. That was
Oh
crazy.
yeah, there was this couple. They were like feeding me oysters.
Oh,
Like literally like feeding. Like they were like, we don't have, like, do you want to share? And I was like, I've never had oysters. They were, first of all, they were fucking delicious.
Yeah, yeah.
But they kept saying, yeah, it's like an aphrodisiac. And
Yeah,
I was
that's what
like,
I've heard.
and like I was like, okay. I was like, I'm
Now
like,
what?
I was like, I guess I'll go do whippets. Bye.
Oysters and whippets. It's such a crazy combo.
But this was also Jim was
confusingly horny.
Jim was kind of nervous coming to the show because this is the second time I'd done New Year's for him, and the first time I did it. So this time it was way more like low key.
Mm-hmm.
It was literally like in the bar area.
Yeah.
The first year he did it, he rented like this huge stage outside. What I didn't know was his friends who he rented it from were pagans.
Oh wow.
So they literally, like, I was doing stand up the first year I did it in front of literal like Nazis. Like, pagans, right?
Yeah, yeah.
They're like a.
Is that like an offshoot of Christianity, or is that
no?
like?
Pagans are a bike. Maybe originally, but pagans are a biker gang.
Oh shit.
So it's literally these bikers, and I was say literal Nazis because they had swastikas on their jackets.
Jesus.
So I'm not trying to be like, oh, these guys were not. No, like literally had swastikas on their jackets. The first year I did it, it was just by myself. Like I didn't like bring Jim with me, and I came. It was just me, and I was nervous because I was
There's a
like,
picture of Rob playing Jenga with Nazis. And
Yeah,
it looks like it's stolen from history.
yeah,
That picture.
there's a black and white. Yeah, you could turn it black and white, and it would just look crazy.
Historical.
Yeah, I do. I played. Well, yeah, because I was. Because I don't know. Like I don't. Like I was just. Like,
You're not gonna say no
Yeah,
to
of
like
course.
Nazis that are.
I was like,
let's
this-
play Jenga.
Yeah, so because growing up, like like down the beach and stuff, like anytime I'd go out to a bar and with my sister and my brother-in-law, like pagans are kind of like notorious in this area.
Mm-hmm.
So one time I was at like a bar in Rehoboth, and it was back when I was trying to be a Twitch streamer, which is already embarrassing. So I had this big tripod, and I was doing like IRL streams where I was like filming myself like getting fucked up at bars and stuff. And the one
You're
time,
like Kai Cenat.
yeah,
His world of t-shirts.
yeah. And the one time I was at a bar in Rehoboth, and I was like filming and like getting fucked up, and then my sister goes, "Hey, turn that camera off. A bunch of pagans just walked in, and if you film them, they're gonna kill you." And I was
Damn.
like, "Okay, stream's over, guys." And this one, they were. I mean, that was my introduction to like pagans. Was like, don't fuck with these guys.
Yeah.
So then when I got there, and they were all there, like it was a crowd of them. I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. And then I was literally sitting at the bar, just like trying to figure out what jokes I'm gonna do, what they're gonna like. And then one of them walks over, he's friends with my cousin, obviously. He puts his hand on my shoulder and he goes, "I heard you're like something out of like Boondock Saints." He goes, "I heard you're the funny man."
Wow.
Like literally, like you're the comedian, huh? And he goes, "Tell me a joke." And I think I told him some joke, and he like, I didn't know how he was gonna react, and he goes, "That's really funny." This is before the show started. He goes, "That's funny. You gotta tell it to so and so." So he walks me over to a table of even more pagans.
It's like this. It's like the scene in Superbad. Where
Yeah.
he's got to sing.
Yeah, I literally was like, "These eyes."
Yeah, dude, that's what. When you were talking about the fight at the party, that was like, I was like, that's like the scene out of Superbad.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
literally exactly
Yeah,
that.
these eyes. Yeah, so I'm literally entertaining like Nazis, and it was weird too because it was like them, but also my cousin has a popular like bar, so it was them, and then literally like children.
Yeah.
Like he seen my stand up. I was like, "Hey man, I'm not clean. You want me to do 35 minutes up here?"
Yeah.
Like they're gonna hear dick jokes.
Yeah.
And he was like, "That's fine. They can handle it. They've heard worse." So I go up, and parents are rolling their eyes because their kids are hearing all this shit. And then the best part was after I get off stage, the cops show up, and they're like, "Hey, we got a complaint." One of the neighbors called and said that somebody into a microphone was talking about losing a vibrator in their wife's ass. So my cousin was like, the cops show up, they're like, "Yeah, you can't do that." And I'm like, "Well, I'm done. I finished my set." And they're like, "Okay, well, like, blah, in the future." I'm like, I'm not going to be back here. There's going to be, and I guess that's why the next year was indoors at his bar.
Damn.
They actually made me sign a,
Rob saw a bunch of Nazis, and his first thought was, "I gotta bring Jim up here.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that,
Gotta get
so
right
that
after
was-
his mom dies.
so
I have to
I
bring
gotta
him
get
up
my
here.
gay friend up here."
So going into the next year, I warned Jim was nervous coming because I was like, "Hey, dude, you gotta
Straighten it up.
straighten it up because
Yeah,
there might be like actual Nazis here."
Yeah.
They weren't there this year,
Oh,
the year we did it. So it was like, but Jim was like going back and forth between needing $100 and then also just like not
Getting
wanting
beaten with bats. I was
Jim,
like,
Jim needed $100 so bad he was willing to like not be
literally
gay.
get murdered.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining you going up on stage like, who likes pussy?
Yeah. Am I right, fellas? Who likes pussy and hates?
Keep those fags out of the pool.
No fags in the pool.
And there's just no pagans, and they're like, what the fuck is going
happening
on?
right
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude. I've never been to the Poconos.
It's honestly like if you go there to just have fun and not try to entertain Nazis, it's pretty awesome because I went there for my bachelor party and we just like shot guns in the woods.
It's just Airbnbs and then like a strip club and a casino.
That's literally it. Yeah.
and those two places are where the fucking Nazis hang out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the best diner food you can get. They're just like old like the diners that have
Here you
like
go, hon.
yeah, they have the plastic cups have a bunch of scratches on them. Like they've clearly been using the same cup since like the 90s.
Yeah.
But like yeah, good food. There's literally there's a strip club. There's this place called the Pleasure Dome. But I went out there for my bachelor party and my buddy's bachelor party. My bachelor party, I was like, I don't want to go to a strip club. Let's just, we had a PS5 in the Airbnb. We did go to the casino. We did go to the casino, which was, I love to gamble.
Yeah.
It's probably like, if I had the money, it would be a bigger vice than it is for me for anything else.
Yeah.
But I love to gamble, so we went out to my bachelor party. We went out to Mount Airies in the Poconos. It's their casino. And I started with like $300, ran it up to $600, and then all my friends were like, "Yo, can we go?" Because they don't gamble; they were just going there to like have fun with me.
Right.
And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I was like, "Well, I'm either leaving with $1,200 or I'm leaving with nothing." So I put a stack $600 on red, and it hit. And I it was like the best like bachelor party, like every time I've been to a bachelor party. And we go to a casino. It's always it's so weird. It works out so like the bachelor always wins. Like it's almost like the casinos know.
Damn.
But because then the couple times I went to my buddy's bachelor parties, I lost and they won.
Wow. You just got to keep getting divorced and remarried,
Yeah.
and then keep going.
No,
You
babe.
start showing up to the casino with a sash on.
Dude, I was talking about gambling. I was just in DC, and I met up with a friend, and I met this new guy. He was 31 years old. He was like a devout Christian. He was still a virgin or whatever. Never did drugs. He did drink, but he never did drugs. And his only vice was gambling. And he was talking about it, and he showed me like his notes app of everything that he's won and lost. And he won for like a month straight, and then it was like he lost like $10,000 in one day.
Damn.
And he just like he was on a losing streak, and I was like, "How far are you in debt?" And he was like 40 grand.
Damn.
I was like, "Dude, if you developed a heroin addiction, you would have more money than you have
Isn't
right
that
now."
insane? Yeah.
I mean, if you gamble long term, you're just gonna lose money. The
Yeah.
odds are stacked against you.
Right.
So like I kind of go into it with a mentality like, okay, I have $300. This is just for entertainment. Because I think they did a study. Gamblers, they get more like serotonin anticipating the win than actually winning.
Yeah.
Like, which I totally understand. Because when I'm sitting in a slot machine and I'm waiting for that bonus to come, it's like a drug. It really is. Or like when I'm playing blackjack and I get dealt a fucking 16 and the dealer has a 10 and I'm like, hit. You're waiting for that card.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. It's just
It's like the dopamine that like of the potential of winning.
Yeah, and that's what to me that's what I'm there for. It's just I'm here for the adrenaline rush.
I'm no good at the casino.
Well, yeah, Jim.
I get $100, right? And if that $100, I put $20 in the fucking auto, like the virtual blackjack,
which is a
yeah.
scam.
and I lose that. I'm like, I start sweating. I'm spiraling.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking crazy.
So when we go on the road with Casey Rocket, he doesn't drink or do drugs or anything. So like after the shows, if we're looking for like late night activities, like maybe we'll do karaoke, but for the most part, it's like let's find a casino because and Casey, he's very like smart in the sense where, hey, what's up? Oh, it's okay. This is my wife. This is Jenkem.
This is jerky.
But like Casey,
Jerky jobs.
Casey, he does it. He could gamble a lot more. I'll put it that way. But he'll gamble like the same amount as me and Jim, like maybe a couple $100.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, and he's nice too. Like if he knows me and Jim kind of low on cash.
He'll give you some.
He'll
give us money. He'll give us money to play with.
Yeah.
And even then, I get nervous. Like, I'm like, man, I should keep this. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's a great guy. So that's usually our late night activities when we're on the road with him.
Wow, I had no idea that he didn't drink or do drugs.
Yeah, no, he's sober.
Yeah.
There was one time where I think after a show, he was like meeting up with somebody, and the whole day I was looking forward to the casino.
Yeah.
Casey was like, "Hey, I'm going to meet up with somebody. I'm not going to go to the casino."
I'm on a date.
Jim was like, "I'm trying to hook up with a guy in the hotel." Like, and
With
I
a
was,
gun.
Yeah.
With a gun.
Well, I was like, "Well, that's perfect because I can give you the room and I'll go to the casino." So this was in fucking, where was this? This was in Pittsburgh. I did a solo trip to the casino by myself. And
dark.
like I was at a blackjack table.
It is dark.
Yeah, I was at I was looking forward to it all day. So I had already
It's
like
even darker.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I went to the casino. I was down to I sat down at like a blackjack table with like $200. I was down to my last like hand. Casey texts me, "Hey man, I'm on my way," and I was like, "I might be waiting outside for you because at this point I'm going to lose my money."
Yeah.
Some miracle ran the 25 back to 200.
Wow.
And Casey just got there, and I was like, "All right, I'm up. Well, I'm even." I was like, "Let's walk around," and I watched him play some slots, and then I think I ended up losing it. But yeah,
Losing it again.
yeah. But I go there like with what I'm willing to lose, and there has been a couple of times where I'm like, I was down $200, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'll chase it," and I took another 100 out, and it either I get back or I go obviously lose it. But a couple times I chased it and came back up, so that was cool.
Wow.
The last time we hung out, we went.
Toronto.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Rob, we went to the casino, obviously. And
Yeah.
Rob was. We're like about to like take Casey to the airport, or whatever. Just so this is the very end of the fucking hang. Rob puts everything on fucking roulette, and it hits. It's just fucking big hit before we leave.
Yeah, so I was down to my last $40. I was down $300 probably Canadian for the whole weekend.
Yeah, which is like $12.
Yeah, the conversion changes every time I try to do it.
It's like when you go to the ATM for the casino, it's less money somehow. But
yeah, it makes no fucking sense.
Yeah,
it's a big scam.
But so I was down to my last $40. I just played nickels, which is like $5 chips. Mm-hmm. I spread the $40 out. I put most of the chips on 000. It hit. So I won a few $100.
Yeah.
And then I let it ride. I let the bet ride. It hit back to back again.
Damn.
And then another one of my numbers hit after that. So 3 spins, I turned like $40 into literally $1,000.
Jesus. Dude.
And then Casey was like, "Hey, dude, we have to go."
Yeah.
And which probably saved me because I would have left with like way less.
Nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. So I flipped, and it was funny. I came back to the hotel with my wife. Because she's like, "Oh, you're going to the casino, have fun losing money." And she was asleep. I literally woke her up and then just like threw Canadian cash on her face.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, but it was nice to like not leave totally down for once, you know?
Yeah. That's the thing that keeps you coming back is like those small experiences.
You have to win every once in a while. I mean, when I came back from Pittsburgh with Jim, I missed Mother's Day because we were working the weekend.
Yeah.
But then when we got
This is really great.
But when we got back, I told my mom, I was like, for Mother's Day, I'll take you to the casino because she likes to play.
Perfect Mother's Day present.
Yeah, she likes to play slots. It was also an excuse for me to go.
Yeah.
Sure enough, I lost like $300. I took the cash I had left over from Canada after paying for like I used the cash for like we had like Korean barbecue. And, whatever. I think I squared up with Britt on a couple bills I owed her. And then I took the rest of the casino and fucking lit it on fire.
Yeah, I think the mentality of like going to a casino just being like, I don't have this money anymore.
Yeah, that's how you have to treat it.
Yeah.
Like this money.
This is so you always say I can light this on fire.
Yeah.
So.
Because it is about like like it's a game, like it's fun.
That's what's terrible about me is that I need every cent. Like, I don't have disposable income, so I'm like, I'm young with my friends, and then like the second I leave the casino, I was like, you loser.
Yeah,
you're fucking good luck having lights on.
I feel like that's like a majority of gambling addicts.
Yeah.
They're like, I can't afford to lose this right now.
Yeah.
I literally don't have. I'm holding money. I'm like, this isn't real. This is supposed to go somewhere else.
There's literally. I mean, you see, it's sad. You see people gambling at these casinos, and you can tell they're gambling money they don't have.
Casey and I watched a woman just weep. Just weep.
It's even sadder when you see somebody win a jackpot at a slot and they just don't react because sure, they won like $1,500, but they're probably down like $4,000 for the weekend.
Right.
So I've seen people like huge win and bells are going off and they're just like, like doing like fast spins.
Yeah,
just
they
keep-
win the mega jackpot, right? But they're still hitting the button.
Yeah.
Like, they're just dead.
Dude, I've seen that like on the road. I was in like Arizona or something, or like northern Arizona, and I just went to a casino to like go to the bathroom, and it was like 9 a.m. and it was all old people that were just like fucking burning their retirement money.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, it's supposed to go to their fucking selfish kids.
Yeah, it's just the second they get the Social Security check, they're like, duh, you know.
Yeah, my buddy's dad is currently doing that. He had like a restaurant and he retired, and he's supposed to give it to my friend and leave him like a bunch of money, but he is burning through it at the casino because
Yeah.
he's so fucking bored in the 55 and up like retirement community.
Yeah.
They have a fucking thing. It's like they built it next door to a casino.
Oh, on purpose.
I think the casino built the fucking the condos.
Yeah, yeah.
Because like it would make sense because it's just a fucking money pit.
I kind of understand gambling as a senior citizen because it's like, I imagine at that age you've done all the shit you want to do.
Right.
Like you've gone to fucking whatever vacation you want to do. You've like, you know, you've bought all the fucking whatever things you want to decorate your house with.
Right.
And now it's like, okay, I have 10 years left maybe.
Oh, I look at it completely differently.
Really?
I think it's people that end up there at an old age. I think it's people that never did shit and they're trying to Hail Mary it right now at the casino and then use that money to go do shit.
Maybe I look at it a little bit more optimistically.
Yeah, I look at it's really sad the way I look at it.
Well, that could also be optimistic your way if they win.
Well, I know there's a lot of old people who literally live on cruise ships.
Yeah.
Like they
is insane.
They live on cruise ships, and all they do is they wake up, they go to the buffet, they play bingo, they go to the casino, and that's their life. And they just, you know.
That's why I don't think I would ever want to be a cruise ship comedian.
Yeah.
Have you done it?
No, it's funny you bring that up. The agency I'm working with right now, they texted me today. They're in the early stages of trying to pitch me to do a cruise, and I told them, I said I'll do it, but like I want to do it short term, just see if I like it. Like I don't want to sign like a huge contract,
Right.
But from what I've gone on cruises with my family multiple times for like vacations and stuff, and I like cruises, but I've seen the comedy there and the audience is there, and I don't know how I'm gonna do, but the money is really good, and that's kind of what sucks is like a lot of really talented comedians get trapped in this cruise line circuit because it's either, you know, because a cruise could pay like $1,000 a week, and if you do 2 months, you're set for like, you know, however long.
Yeah.
And then you go do fucking the Chuckle Hut in bumfuck nowhere, and they pay you like $300, and you're like, well, shit, I was just on a boat in paradise.
Yeah.
Like making way more money. So but I don't want to get trapped in that.
Do you have to do like a clean? You have to have like an hour clean and an hour dirty.
You have to have 90 minutes of whatever, and then 30 minutes clean.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, and like when they say clean, they mean like there's going to be children in the front row.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm battling with right now, because I'm like, you know, like I think, I don't think I get labeled into a category of like a dirty comic, but I'm definitely not. Well, no, I've
You're
gotten
raunchy as hell.
Yeah, but I've gotten better. I'm not like not all used to. Well, yeah, I mean when I started, it was like blowjobs, anal, blowjobs. but I'm a little. I don't know.
Pretty good bit, actually.
There's anal twice.
Yeah, it's a callback to the anal.
But that's what I have to go. I have to go through like all my old tapes and see like even jokes I don't like telling anymore and be like, could this work clean?
Right. Do you have to have, for the 30 minutes clean, can you repeat any of the material in your 90 minutes?
That's a good question. I'll have to ask them because from what they said, 90 whatever and then 30 clean. But I imagine it might be different because I imagine some people are going to bring their kids to the clean show and then be like, he was funny, let's go see the dirty set.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I could make it. I could probably stretch it. I just have to.
Oh my God, clean. I was on the news last week and I fucking did a minute clean and that was a struggle.
Yeah, you're like 30 seconds in. You're like, how much time do I have
Oh my God, I was nervous. I was I'm gonna say fuck.
Yeah. I'm going to tell my jokes real slow.
Dude,
do you guys like Fortnite.
Dude,
like literally kids.
I did a radio show in Fargo, North Dakota. It was like half podcast, like it was a podcast, but then they were also recording on the radio. And they didn't tell me that I couldn't say fuck. And so,
Jim's got a story for you,
dude. I was like, it was like right after I had like gone to Austin and stuff. And I was telling these stories. I was like, yeah, fucking shit, fuck whatever. And then this dude like wrote on a piece of paper and he like held it up. He's like, we can't say fuck. And I was like, oh shit, okay. And then I could not stop myself. I just kept saying fuck and like shit.
The biggest radio show in Philadelphia, we got a chance to promote our Helium shows like with Casey or whatever.
Casey was nice enough to bring us on with him.
he was nice enough to bring us on, and we got to meet them and stuff.
Preston and Steve. That's
And
like the big radio.
We were like in there, and they're like telling a story, and like they threw it to me. They were like, and what were you doing during all this? And I was like, I had no idea what the fuck was going on. And like they were like, oh come on, man. Like it was like the guy was so upset.
During the radio show.
Oh yeah. He said, he was like, can't say that, buddy. And then they have a dump button, so like it's a 30-second delay. So if you do fuck up, which Jim did, they do the dump button and then it just bleeps it out. But the whole ride there, because
the whole week.
So the first time I ever did radio, I did the Mike Kelta show in Tampa, and I got there and they were like, you cannot cuss. Like that was the first thing they said, you cannot cuss. And they told me about the dump button. Like we do have it. I didn't cuss.
Yeah.
Which kind of it made the whole thing like more stressful because like before I answered, they asked me a question. Before I answered, I'd have to like go over it in my head, be like, okay, can I say this?
Right.
And then I'd say it. But the whole ride there with Jim, I mean, we were sleep deprived. We were running on literally 2 hours of sleep. Like we just got back from another road gig, and now we're in Philly and we have to do this. And the whole ride there, Jim's fucking ripping his weed pen, and he's like, dude, like this is fucking this and fucking that and fucking. And I'm like, dude, you gotta like church it up now. So and then as soon as we got there, the only thing Jim said was, yeah, it was fucking crazy.
Dude, I think it's tough because like if you're like in a conversation with like an old person or whatever and you know that you can't swear, it's fine because it's like a different social setting.
Yeah.
But if you're like having fun with friends or whatever, you just like you say fuck. You know?
Dude, it's tough. I felt so comfortable. I'm with my friends. I'm like, this is cool. I've met these dudes before.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a whole fucking thing. And I like, did it right there. And it's literally
say that, buddy.
Can't say that, buddy.
Oh, it crushed me. I didn't say another word the entire time.
Those guys were nice though, Preston and Steve.
Yeah, they were.
And it was so interesting too because like I'm sure you can relate to this with like your family and friends and stuff. Like when a big opportunity comes in stand up, a lot of people who don't do comedy don't understand like, oh, it's awesome, I'm going on the road with so and so, or I got into this festival. They're like, cool. And then I literally told my mom and my sister, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be on Preston and Steve for like 10 minutes, and they were like, what? You're gonna be on the radio? And I was like, because like you know, my mom would literally listen to them taking me to school when I was a kid.
Right.
So it was like I told them on the station, I was like, just so you guys know, this is the only time my family and friends have ever been legitimately excited for something I've done. And they were like, oh, that's so cool.
Yes, I was on the news. My great aunt Kathy like cranked her TV to like watch like the fucking thing.
She was adjusting antennas.
It's like, turns on.
She hasn't absorbed media in 40 years. She's gonna break her streak, her goon streak,
or TV goon streak.
Yeah,
the same thing I did. I got pulled on the Kill Tony bucket.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, it was cool.
Oh, it was great.
But like people that like kids from like high school that I had never seen before, they like that's like making it to them.
Yeah,
like as a stand-up, they're like,
it's insane.
You were on Kill Tony, and it's like, yeah, I mean, it's a cool experience, but like I've had way better comedy experiences that I'm more proud of.
Who was on the panel when you did it?
It was Sam Talent.
Oh, sick.
And then I think it was just Sam Talent and then Tony and Red Band, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think they had a second guest.
We've signed up for the bucket pool a couple times, but that's all anybody messages me on Instagram. That's all anybody I went to high school with texts me because they think it's like, oh, when are you going to get in Kill Tony? It's like, dude, I'm trying. Like,
they see us with Casey and they go, okay, but when are you doing?
Yeah,
right.
Because Casey doesn't have any like pull. He can't be like, hey, like Tony, you gotta fucking get these guys on.
Right.
But yeah, I signed up for. Jim wasn't with me on this one, but when they came to MSG in New York, I signed up for the bucket pool there both nights and didn't get up. But it was crazy because you have to get in line at like 1 p.m.
Yeah,
because like the first time I did it, the first time I signed up, is the first time they said they've ever had to do this. They cut the line off. Normally, everybody can sign up.
Right.
They literally cut the line off to a certain point, and it was 5 people behind me. So I
Damn.
barely made it, and they were pissed because
Oh,
there's
I
people
bet.
who have been waiting for hours. And so then the next day, a bunch of comics in front of me, I heard them be like, dude, I'm getting here at noon.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, I guess I got it. So then the next day I got there and I lined up at 1, and the line was like a little bit shorter. And then they fucking cut it again, like 10 people behind me. It was crazy.
Damn.
But what was cool about it was, even though I didn't get pulled, they didn't really have an area to hold us in, so we got to sit in the nosebleeds and watch the whole show.
Oh, that's nice.
So I got to see literally Joey Diaz, Joe Rogan, Big J Okerson, Andrew Dice Clay,
Right.
and Casey.
Yeah.
Who it was just cool being seeing him be like, oh wow, I get to open for this guy.
Hey, wait, that's my friend.
And now he's he's performing in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah. How many comics signed up at MSG? Do you know?
Oh, it was hundreds.
Damn.
Like I don't.
A guy from my open mic.
Oh,
got on.
Yeah,
Damn.
an open micer in Philly who's been doing stand up. Not to say like open micer, but like a guy who just started doing stand up in Philly.
He's like 19.
Yeah,
Damn.
like a couple months in, maybe goes on stage. He gets pulled, and it's like
Bombed brutally.
he goes on
so
stage.
awesome though, because it was so funny. They were like, say Tony was like, say literally anything that somebody would like about you, and he was like, I played hockey in high school, and they were like, no, dude, that's not.
Well,
thing.
he goes on stage, and the first thing he says, it's funny too, because at the beginning of the show, Tony says, we're going to have some comics up. If you don't like what they're saying, do not boo them during their set.
Yeah,
Wait
yeah,
till
yeah.
after and boo them. He's like, are we good? And everybody's like, yeah. This guy goes on stage. He goes, so I'm from Philadelphia. Boo. All of Madison Square Garden. Meanwhile, I'm wearing a shirt that says, I'm wearing a wrestling shirt that was in Philly, and it says SXW, SVW, Philadelphia.
Yeah, yeah.
And I fucking turned it inside out because I was like, if I get
saw
up
that.
there, I'm not wearing that fucking thing. And then I didn't get pulled, but it sucks because I think, like when
That would be so funny, you being on Kill Tony in an inside out shirt.
yeah, but
They'd be like, turn that shirt inside,
Yeah.
like turn that thing out right now.
yeah, what does it say? What does it say?
yeah,
yeah.
So yeah, but it's it's obviously it's a big opportunity if you are prepared for it. But
Yeah.
the poor guy was doing stand up for fucking literally like 2 months.
Dude, I've had...
It's got to be all up from there, though.
Yeah, of course.
yeah,
Getting booed at Madison Square Garden in front of literally
That'd
thousands
be my
of people.
credit.
when you're 19 and you're
Yeah.
just
That would
like
be my
figuring your
fucking
shit out. Dude, I've had so many. Not so many. I know 3 comics that have gone up on Kill Tony and just ate it super bad. And
Yeah.
it's just
There's a
brutal
couple
to
of them in
watch.
Philly because
Yeah.
they used to travel.
Yeah,
Well, they still do, but they were doing like smaller like clubs, like they did Helium.
Yeah, a couple of our buddies. Well, not buddies, but like dudes we
Acquaintances.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
did it. It was really funny.
Dude, there's
Our one guy our one friend Dan had a good set on Kill Tony.
Dude, there's what's crazy is there's some comedians who do the bucket pool and they follow them. They literally like travel just to sign up and do the bucket pool,
That's
which is
crazy.
insane to spend that much money for a 1% chance to get pulled and then probably eat shit because I see who's following them.
It's probably the same dopamine as gambling.
Yeah.
It's the same. It's roulette. It's an
Yeah.
abstract version of roulette.
But like I saw comics who I recognized from the bucket pool in Austin who were at the bucket pool in New York.
Wow.
So I knew that they came to New York just to do that, which is insane. Getting
That
on a
is
flight.
the
crazy.
first time we pulled up to the bucket pool, I saw that guy Heath, that little guy,
Yeah, yeah.
and I said, "Who the fuck brought their kid to this?"
yeah.
And literally, like a couple months later, it was like he blew up.
Yeah, he exploded.
It was fucking crazy.
He's like is he a regular on Kill Tony now?
I think so. I mean,
Yeah,
he
I
was
think he's
golden
part
ticket.
of the traveling crew.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, the show that I did was the same show that Fiona Cawley was on.
Yeah, she's so funny.
She's great, dude. I met her a couple of.
She was just in Philly.
Really?
Yeah.
I met her like a year or 2 before in Nashville, but yeah, she's hilarious. She fucking murdered that set, dude.
Yeah,
That was like her debut.
She's doing all the heliums right now.
Yeah.
She's going around. It's really awesome.
Yeah.
Where are you based out of again? You do stand up?
I'm originally from Denver, and I did stand up in Denver for like 3 years, and then I moved to Atlanta. Like half the year I live in a van, and then half the year I live in Atlanta, and so I've been doing that for about 3 years.
So what's van life like? Do you have like one of those vans where it's like, get ready with me while I
Like it's just your fucking cock. Like, get ready with me while I literally have a boner.
But do you have like a van where it's like Gabby Petito like Brine Laundry, like how they were doing that shit, or is it just literally a van with a mattress?
No, I got lucky. So it's like a very terrifying like stalker van on the outside. It's like a 2008 Ford Econoline, just like a white panel van.
Okay. Yeah, you can.
But the guy, like, I bought it. Literally, I was looking for a van for like 9 months in Denver, and I was like looking in like Missouri and like a bunch of places because I was just gonna fly out and get a van. And then just like on the off chance, like a month or two before my lease was up, I found this van. The guy had completely done it himself. He had like insulation, a bed, a TV, like solar, whatever. And it was 2 blocks away from me. And
sick.
Yeah, he was selling it for like just insanely cheap because I think he needed the money. And I was like, I'll fucking pay cash right now. And so I just like within 2 days, I fucking got it.
That's awesome. Where do you park it? Do you do Walmarts?
No, Cracker Barrel. If I'm on the east half of the United States, Cracker Barrels are everywhere. And every Cracker Barrel has overnight RV parking where they don't fuck with you. And it's like usually a quiet place, or sometimes it's like right next to an interstate or whatever. But they're clutch, dude.
I've read online that Walmart doesn't give a fuck. And so...
That's their whole thing.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck what happens inside the store.
Yeah,
exactly.
But there's a couple times where I mean I
don't know why more people don't go there. Everything's free.
Yeah. when I did Raleigh, North Carolina Comedy Festival, I slept in the back of my RAV4, which is like not as accommodating as a van, but the seats go back.
Right.
So I have enough room to stretch out and sleep. So I picked a Walmart and slept in the back of that. Nobody fucked with me.
Yeah.
And then when I was doing a stretch of shows down in Florida, the first 2 clubs hooked me up with like an Airbnb and a hotel, so I was set. But then the last one, they were like, "Yeah, you're on your own."
Right.
So I literally stayed up half the night because I had a flight the next day. I stayed up like half the night at a Waffle House just trying to like write new jokes and drink some coffee until I literally couldn't stay awake anymore. And then like I literally like slept in the back of my Toyota rental in a Walmart, and it was hot in Florida. So like just basically I just closed my eyes and sweat. I didn't even sleep.
Pray
and
you didn't die.
Just waited.
Yeah, you're like a hot kid in the
I just
car.
fucking waited for the sun to come up, and then yeah, it was.
Wake up, cars covered in iguanas.
Yeah, I don't know what's worse.
Trying to get in, eat them.
I don't know what's worse because that time was fucking hot, and then in Raleigh it was right before it started getting really warm. So it was like the like at day it was nice out, but then when night rolled around it was fucking freezing.
Yeah,
and I had my windows cracked because I was paranoid about like getting like carbon monoxide poisoning.
Right.
So it's just freeze. I'm in the back of my RAV4 just fucking waiting for the. I stayed an extra night because I had the opportunity to feature for Louis J. Gomez.
Oh, nice.
So that's the whole reason I was out there longer than I should have been. But yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it's brutal. Like I did when I went to Austin. I was like in Texas for a while, and I was in Houston, in like May, dude, and it was so bad. Like Texas in general, like even in the spring, is so humid.
Yeah.
And I have like a fan that's directly above my bed, which is really nice. But like Houston was so bad that it was like 93 degrees in my van, and I tried to open the fan, and it was just like blowing hotter and wetter air, just like directly onto my face, dude. It was so bad.
Yeah.
There's virtually no escape.
Yeah.
I mean, Casey was living in his car for a while before he blew up.
Yeah,
So yeah.
It's
you know?
it's a big thing. Living in the car is almost like a comedian's rite of passage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Living
It's
in
like
yes.
It's like a mitzvah.
Yeah, couch surfing and sleeping in your car, I feel like that's the fucking road to, fucking being successful. You have to do that shitty stuff to really appreciate like when you get put up in a hotel or something nice.
Yeah. Dude, that's a good thing. That's what I like about like van life or traveling in general, is that like you kind of like deny yourself like the basic like whatever good feeling, and then everything beyond that is like amazing.
Yeah. Dude, there was one time like it was when I was in Raleigh, I packed like because we don't have somewhere to stay. I have a Planet Fitness membership, so I can like shower and stuff and get cleaned up. Homeless guy life hack.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, I was at a Planet Fitness 30 minutes before I came here.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah. So, but like I forgot to pack a towel, so I literally dried myself off with sweatpants. I had a pack of emergency sweatpants I packed, and thank God I did because all my other clothes I needed, but these were like so I'm literally like. in a Planet Fitness drying myself off with sweatpants. And I was just like, what has my life brought me to? I'm hungry.
Yeah, there's
no, this is what success looks like.
Yeah.
There's like another homeless guy. He's like, that guy's fucked up. You
Yeah.
know?
We did a gig one time, and we didn't expect to be staying overnight in the city.
Oh, yeah. This is
So
crazy.
we got a hotel room for a night. It was like we were driving.
We didn't know we were going to get it.
Yeah, we didn't know we were having a hotel, so we thought we were just going to go do the show, drive back to Philly.
Right.
So we ended up getting a hotel for the night, and like we had like a big day ahead of us the night before, and we didn't bring clothes because we were like so sure we were coming home.
Right.
And so we're both like stinking, and Rob was like, "Should we fucking we gotta do something?
Yeah.
This room smells like feet. We gotta do something."
We both took our shoes off in the hotel, and our
oh my
it
God.
smelled so bad. I was so close to washing my.
We were like, "Should we wash our socks in the sink?"
Yeah.
It was like so. He's like holding the sock. He's like, "Should I fucking do it?" I'm like, "I don't know, man."
yeah, dude, the sock was standing up. It was like so.
Foot memory.
The sock had literally had the shape of my foot. And we almost washed them in the sink, but by some miracle, we just put our socks in the corner and just like maybe they'll just like they'll air out. And then the next day they were tolerable, so we were okay.
It was bad.
Damn.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, obviously we showered and got cleaned up, but having to put those socks back on was like,
Oh,
Jesus.
yeah.
It's just unspoken filth. It's just fucking unbelievable.
Those socks needed to die. There was one time. Tell them about the time you abandoned your slippers.
Oh my fucking God. I sweat. My feet sweat. So
Yeah.
I had these, you wouldn't believe it. And I had these Eagle slippers. I went to an Airbnb for the weekend with like most of my comedy friends. We had an Airbnb all together.
Yeah.
I forgot to pack my shoes. I put the slippers on and forgot to pack my shoes.
Oh my God.
So I had these fucking slippers on, and I was like, "Oh fuck, my feet are stuck in these all day long. Fur inside,
Jesus,
just
dude.
cooking. Just my foot is like fall off the bone tender. It's so fucking hot in there." And like I remember like. We were getting ready to like go to bed, and I was like, "Oh my God, dude!" I went to sleep with the shoes on.
Oh my God.
And I woke up to the smell of my feet. Like that's what woke me up. It was so sharp.
God.
And I woke up and I knew my shoes came off in my sleep. It was so fucked up. And I was sleeping in the room with like our other Gray, our friend Gray, and Gray's like, "It smells like feet in here," and I'm like, "That's crazy, you're a faggot." So it's like, "That's crazy, you're the biggest faggot I've ever met in my life." I was like,
You just get really insecure. You're like, yeah.
So
yeah, I was like,
the best part of the story.
Yeah, I didn't even get to that yet. So we were going on a pontoon boat, and so like we're I'm just walking around with these slippers on, just fucking. I'm on an apology tour. I'm on like a fucking Louis C.K. level apology tour. They're just fucking going around, and I'm like, "Rob, we have to go to like a CVS or something. There's got to be like dollar flip flops." And luckily enough, of course there was.
Right.
So I bought like these flip flops, and we're getting ready to like leave. We get back from like being on the boat or whatever, and I put the slippers like in the parking lot, and I was like, "All right, it's like those can't come back to the Airbnb."
Yeah.
You abandoned them.
So I abandoned my slippers in this parking lot, and I remember watching as we pulled away. I remember watching the slippers in the rearview mirror and being like I got away with murder. I was like, it was so I killed them off.
Yeah.
And Rob goes, "Where are your slippers?" I was like, "Man, they're in the fucking parking lot." And we just laughed so hard, like I had to kill them off.
And then you wore flip flops that didn't fit you the rest of the weekend.
And I had like slices on my feet. Like I was like, my feet were covered in cuts.
He was wearing dollar store flip flops.
I've had nothing but footwear problems like my entire life. It's like one time I was with Rob, and like I didn't want to wear my sneakers on the beach.
Oh, can I tell the story?
Yeah, sure.
This is so funny. So he's down so my sister has a beach house near Rehoboth. And the one summer Jim came down and spent a weekend and whatever, and he didn't bring flip-flops. So my mom goes, so all right, so for context, my cousin Gary had just died.
Right.
And like we had like some of his stuff like around, like we had like a pair of his slide-in flip-flops. And so Jim's like, "Oh, I don't fucking want to wear my sneakers on the beach." And my mom goes, "Oh, you can wear Gary's flip-flops, right?" And I go, "Yeah." I didn't even think about it. I was like, "Yeah, that's a good idea." So my mom brings out Gary's flip-flops. They fit Jim perfectly. He puts them on, and he's like, "Man, Gary's going to be pissed when he gets these flip-flops back, and they're flattened," right? Tries to make a joke. And I go, "Oh, I don't think Gary's going to care." And my mom walked in the room, and she goes, "Yeah." And then Jim turns to me, and he goes, am I wearing a dead man's shoes?
Memoriam.
Yeah. And he fucking wore the flip-flops the rest of the day.
I was like, fuck it, dude. I was like, at worst, I'll get sleep paralysis. It'll be Gary.
Yeah.
In the corner of the room and you can't move.
Just Gary having sleep apnea.
Yeah, I was gonna say sleep apnea paralysis.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, the first P in CPAP is poltergeist.
Do you have you ever had sleep paralysis?
Yeah, dude. I had it more when I was a kid. I used to have crazy ass like dreams when I was a kid where I'd wake up screaming like bloody murder, and it happened for like 4 years, dude.
Yes,
it happened. I used to go to summer camp when I was a kid, and it would happen at summer camp.
Jewish summer camp.
Jewish summer camp. It was Jewish,
dude. Jewish summer camp is all of my friends went to Jewish summer camp.
It's
nothing but horror stories.
It is like it was like I remember I was like I think I was in a bunk bed and I was like in a lower bunk bed, and literally like I would sit up and I would like sleepwalk and shit, and I just remember I like sat, I don't remember it, but people told me I just sat up and just screamed at the top of my lungs, and then like 14 other kids just like were awoken.
Well, that sounds more like night terrors than sleep paralysis.
Yeah, well, I've also had sleep paralysis, but night terrors were much more common.
Well, I was going to say Jews love camp, but that's not like, no, they don't.
Yeah, that's a classic. Every time, like, especially in middle school, because that's what I went, you know, like my friends would be like, oh, how's fucking Auschwitz, dude?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So
my buddies used to go to a place called Camp Darkwater. That was literally the name of the place.
That was a Jewish summer camp?
Right? Yeah, I was like, this can't be a real place, right?
So when you would have sleep paralysis, did you have visual hallucinations? Was it like auditory? What's like your worst sleep paralysis story?
I think it was, well, I mean, I would have like, I had a bunch of different ones, but two that stick out. It was like, I remember one was there was a gigantic spider like on my fucking ceiling, and I couldn't move whatsoever. And then the other one, it was just like an ominous man that was in the corner. Those are the only two I remember.
I've had some crazy ones.
I had like a bunch of like dudes like look at me like I was on an operating table. Like that's what it felt like. I was like stuck, and I had like people like looking over at me. It was like weird as fuck.
Dude, the worst part is that like it's the not moving part, where it's like you're awake and you're conscious, and then you don't have control over your body.
Yeah, you're just a tongue.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, I used to get it all the time. I used to get it bad.
Really?
Yeah, I would have it. There was one dude I've had like, and when I was in New Zealand visiting my uncle, because like the whole there's the paranormal explanation where it's like it's demons, and then there's ones where it's like, oh, like if you're sleeping in a new environment for the first time, you could get it, which sucks as a comedian because you're constantly sleeping in a new environment.
Oh yeah,
somebody's couch, a hotel room you don't know,
right,
the back of your car, like all this weird shit. And there was when I was visiting my uncle in New Zealand, I was staying in his guest room, and literally like I was laying on my side, and I like felt the bed sink in next to me. And it was like I felt somebody wrap themselves around me and just start fucking breathing in my ear.
Jesus.
And I knew it was sleep paralysis because I've had it the whole time. So I was just like, okay, I guess I'll wait for this to be over. And then there was another time where
Rob goes through the 5 stages of grief with sleep paralysis. He just ends on acceptance.
But you're actually just like getting molested in real life.
Yes, and then your uncle's like, thank God you came.
And there was one, and then another night, I was laying in bed and I couldn't move, and I swear to God there was like a dog in the room barking at me. Like I thought a dog had like gotten into my uncle's house. I was moving. Knew I was having sleep paralysis, and I heard this fucking dog going.
Jesus.
Like in the corner. It was fucking terrifying. So then I finally I was like, fuck this, I'm sleeping on the couch the rest of the fucking thing.
Yeah.
And then so my options were either A, have sleep paralysis, or B, try to sleep on the couch while my mom and my aunt watched Downton Abbey. And I was like, I'll do sleep paralysis.
Yeah, sleep paralysis.
I like how you said that slowly to say it right.
Yeah, well, I thought it was
Downtown Abbey.
He thought it was Downtown Abbey the whole time.
Yeah,
we thought it was about a chick in the city.
We literally, the last episode we talked about how I thought it was Downtown Abbey. But yeah, I'd
watch that.
So, but now, I mean, you know, believe in what you want or whatever, but like now anytime I pray before I go to bed,
I'm the worst. I don't help.
I pray anytime I pray before I go to bed. I don't get it because like, when I was with my uncle, I was like, please God, just let me sleep peacefully through the night, and then it stopped happening. Oh, so that's where I kind of tap into. That's where I tap into the paranormal shit, where it's like maybe I do have demons, and I'm shooing them away when I pray.
God is real.
That is crazy.
Yeah, so
you never told me that part.
Well, that's because you make fun of me every time.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. And we were in Baltimore in a haunted like the
Literally.
hotel we were staying in
I'll
was
show you a picture.
Was a reformed. Oh, the ghost. Mm-hmm. It used to be a military hospital or like a Navy hospital.
Oh my god, dude.
And so like it's so haunted.
Like they advertise it. Like they get tourists who are like,
it's like
hey,
literally
haunted.
the worst place.
So like I'm telling Rob, I'm like, yeah, man, like it's super haunted in here. Like Rob's like trying to go to bed. I'm like, sleep paralysis demons. They know I don't care about it. They're gonna come in and be like, we're here for Rob.
Yeah, he's trying to go to bed. You just have like a Ouija board, and you're like,
So check this out.
Oh, he would. If I had a Ouija board, he would lose his fucking.
I would leave. I would literally leave.
He
I
would
was
leave
not
me
fucking
there.
around.
He would drive home.
So this is a picture we took at the Admiral Felon in Baltimore, and this is on my Instagram. If you scroll a little bit, this is August 11th of last year. Jim, we're in the lobby, and Jim jokingly goes, with me, him, and Casey goes, guys, let's take a haunted selfie, right?
yeah.
So he just pulls out his phone, snaps a picture, and then look at what's right behind my fucking head.
What
The
the?
literal ghost in the picture.
Right there. You see it?
Oh shit!
Literal
It's like the
spirit.
shape of a head, too.
Oh my god!
Like, look
He
at
said
it.
the hotel lady said the funniest fucking thing too, and Rob wrote a really funny joke about it. The fucking what did you see? Did you see the man in the hat? Or,
Yeah, she's like,
The hat
yeah.
man?
So I wanted to show the lady at the hotel picture. I was like, I think we got a picture of a ghost, and she was like, was it the man in the hat or was it the girl with the little ball? And I was like, and I made a joke about it on stage. I was like, yeah, our hotel's haunted. They said that there's a little girl with a red ball. And I was like, how is the ball also a ghost?
how's the ball a ghost?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
That is funny. God, dude.
It was spooky as fuck. And
Do
like, meanwhile, Rob's trying to sleep, and I'm like,
Yeah. Jim's playing like static noise on his phone. He's like, what is that?
oh yeah. I'm like doing everything. I'm like Googling like 5 creepiest sounds ever.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like a YouTube compilation.
Yeah, it's like
He's like trying to make a spirit box out of like his socks. Yeah. Yeah, literally I'm trying to sleep and he's like, help Robert. Help Robert.
I put my shirt on. It had the big spooky bedposts.
Oh, dude, like literally
yeah.
Victorian beds. Like,
Yeah, so I put my shirt on the fucking hook of the bed. It looked like a person.
I took it down. I literally took it down.
So scary.
I was like,
I scared myself. I turned the lights off and scared myself.
Did you say, now were you fucking with me when I was there? Did you say you saw people and you just went and then buried your face back?
I told you that I woke up and saw sleep paralysis demons, and they were like, "It's okay, we're here for Rob."
Well, I know they literally didn't say that. But didn't you say you woke up and you saw something and you went and then went back to bed to ignore it?
Yeah, I woke up and saw my shirt on the post and got scared and went back to sleep.
Oh, I thought it was
woke up and went, "Ooh, that is scary."
Have you ever seen ghosts or anything, or do you believe in that shit?
Yeah, so I have like my dad's side of the family's from Atlanta, but we have a farmhouse in northern Georgia that my great grandfather built in 1902, and he died in that house. And so it's like an ongoing thing that like we say that it's haunted or whatever, but it like legitimately is. Like there has been times where like literally like that we have a fireplace in the house and it will be at like there's like maybe one coal or whatever and it will like erupt back into flames. It's just it's like crazy level shit. It's like hard to explain.
Fucking nuts.
Yeah, dude. It's but that's like the closest paranormal thing that I've
Dude, I had one brush with like what I think was paranormal. My brother and I were alone in our house, and out of nowhere, we were sitting together, just like hanging out and just like talking, and we heard "hello," and it was my grandmom's voice. Like, and like it was so scary that we both like got like on the floor. Like we were like, "That's so scary." So my brother picks me up like a briefcase and runs out of the house. Like he literally was like he like picked me up and we ran out of the house.
And she was already dead at that point?
Dead.
Whoa.
Been dead. And she went, "hello," like she like how she would when she would just come into our house.
Yeah.
And like we heard it, looked at each other, and like I got on the floor. Like I was like, I don't know what is going on. So it was the scariest fucking thing ever. And there was like, we didn't have smartphones, so there was no way for him to have faked that.
Yeah.
But my brother was super into ghosts, like not like into it, but like he was like, I'm seeing shit. Like he was like really like sleep paralysis, all that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would like tell me, he's like, I'm seeing fucking serpents and shit. I'm like, serpents?
Jesus.
Oh my god.
Ghost serpents?
Like yeah, like maybe they're not even ghosts. I don't even know.
And they just have like a red ball that they're
they're just fucking literally doing Allen Iverson crossovers.
We are going to take it over to the Patreon here in a minute. But before we do, we want to thank our top tier supporters: Simon, Tits McGee, Miles Schultz, Andrew Herbert, Tim Sislow, and Mike Falls, who's the honorary. He's grandfathered in.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, dude, tell everybody where they can find you and what you got coming up if you want to promote anything.
Yeah, dude. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok, Jenkem Jones, Jenkem Jones, and then you can find my YouTube, just Jacob Jonas Comedy. I do like documentary comedy stuff on
We
there.
just did an interview, so that'll be fun.
Just did an
I want to
interview.
talk about on the Patreon. You asked us about our worst bomb. I want to hear about yours on the Patreon.
Yeah, for sure. And then upcoming dates. I'm headlining some place in fucking Nebraska in like a month and a half.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
That's like the only thing I've planned out for my summer fucking travels. But yeah,
Cool.
So if you're in Lincoln or Omaha, it's someplace in Nebraska. I can't remember what
That's awesome.
What it
Nice.
is.
Yeah, July 27th, come to Rob Stanton Friends in Philly. And I got a bunch of other shows. Go to my link tree on my Instagram, see if I'm coming to a city near you, and if not, you can request it on my email list. Yeah, we got thank you, man. We appreciate you.
Yeah, dude, it's so great
And
to have you down here.
we'll see you guys on the Patreon. Stink it forward, share this podcast with your friends, and we love you. See ya.